who have suffered as much as Mark has suffered. And these teenagers in this church just literally...
Is Mark back on the drugs? I don't know. We'll have to find out.
...enveloped Mark and walked with him.
Mark joined a cult?
Their love made it possible for him to find a place...
Do they love Mark?
And to find the security.
Oh, Mark, look at him.
And I don't know anybody that I love more than the kids next
He's next to Chaz.
I know that I can trust them and I can really love them.
They don't do drugs? No, they sing songs about faithfulness and little lambs. Oh, there you go, Mark. Look, you wear a white shirt.
When he was taking drugs, he wasn't really facing life and living. But the days afterwards, he had to live through...
Is this true, Mark?
He had to live through temptations, disappointments, particularly in himself. He thought perhaps he could do things that he'd always wanted to do just because...
You couldn't do them, could you, Mark? You couldn't.
But it took a long time of healing.
I would want to maybe run and jump off a cliff if I didn't have the Lord.
Can you tell us about the cult you were involved with, Mark? The cult that I was involved with? Yes, Mark, could you please tell us about the cult that you've been involved with? Tell the others. Can you tell the others? Jeez, guys, it's not that good of a happy memory that dear Mark was caught up in. Mark, show us your fucking cult leader, Mark. Don't bullshit us, Mark. Our history? Let's see that history. Is this the... This isn't the history. I thought you were going to show me the history. It's the Jaime Gomez cult. I was just going to try to put it all together and they wouldn't let me. Tell us about the cult, Jimmy. Mark. My name's Mark.
Welcome to a new episode of Veil Lifted, a video essay awakening, which made them feel as though he knew more, and more importantly, knew the answers to their questions. A big part of Mishad's charm was also the fact that he supposedly spoke multiple languages, was artistic, was able to dance, and was the opposite of the typical guru in that he wore Speedos and was current.
Look at that. He put his junk in your face.
For many of the members, the Buddha Field functioned as a family. They lived and ate together and were together most of the time. This made their investment deep and committed. The Buddha Field became a group project in that members worked so they could each pay for their rent, for groceries, and most even went as far as buying and building whatever was necessary.
Oh, what
for
a
the
creepy guy.
family.
What the fuck is this? Is this the guy?
I am Jaime Gomez.
Is this the guy?
But you can call me Michelle. I put my junk in your face, and I'll go pop pop.
Captured on live TV, it makes them that much more credible. So, from a holographic Poe to the mysterious identity of Teddy Perkins, join us.
What is that?
Jaime Gomez doesn't want you to know about his time with Mark.
These Honduran presenters were shocked when one of their glasses suddenly moved on its own. Clearly confused, they play the oddity off and continue on.
Chiste nos dicen por acá, aquí prendía la pólvora. ¡Ah! Todo el mundo revienta fuego.
Whoa, shit.
Did
you see that?
Oh, que sí lo vieron.
However, host Carlos Molina later admitted that he felt a sharp chill down his spine seconds before the glass moved. He also denied any speculation that production staff were behind the hoax. Further, in response to the skeptics, Molina claimed he tried to move the glass, but that it was stuck to the table.
What the hell? Somebody's messing with your mind, dude.
He's convinced that the incident was supernatural, and even confessed that it left him traumatized.
Look, now he's being traumatized. Do you see it?
During a recent broadcast,
no. Okay, no.
Francis...
That's not what I asked you people for. I wanted this guy.
The members, the Buddha...
I saw another video.
He resisted. He would begin the same way he began hypnotherapy sessions, by rerouting their resistance as resistance to someone else. He made every effort to shift their resistance onto anything or anyone but him. None of the disciples used the term rape in regards to his actions. However, it is clear that any sexual activity was not consensual, but rather coerced and manipulated. Slowly, male disciples began telling their friends about what had been happening. Alan shared that he too was one of the disciples that underwent Michel's abuse. Michel told him that he was saving his life, and this was how his teacher had taught him. As people began to open up about what they had experienced with Michel, the pieces began coming together. He had been feeding each individual a different narrative, and once people began to speak, they began to see who Michel really was. Once people confronted him,
Michel really was a guy who put his Speedo junk in your face. He'd shake it. He was a Venezuelan rich kid. He fucking, he could do hypnotism, so he would hypnotize and rape people. That's how he did it. He hypnotized and he raped you. He would convince you, using hypnosis, that you wanted this cock, and he'd commence to giving it to you. He was a pervert. You see him? A pervert. But ultimately, he was just trying to have a good time. At everyone's expense. At your expense. Everyone's expense. Can we get back to Mark? Yes. He violated me. Actively violated me. No, look, we're going to go with this one.
Again, she is faced with a decision. But now her decision is twisted by her membership in the Society of Addicts. She hurries to warn the others of the arrest.
Bluetooth connected.
The apprehension of any member of the group sets off panic among the others. They know that a single narcotics arrest often sets off a chain of other arrests.
They got Busted
The
Billy.
pusher, the owner of the malt shop and a heroin addict, who also sells the stuff, confer. The marijuana pusher gives his supply to the girl, convincing her that she won't be suspected. In reality, he is putting her into jeopardy to protect himself.
She puts it in her
If they're
titties.
caught, she will have the evidence, and he'll be clean. And they run, leaving the frightened girl with the T on her person.
The T?
The heroin addict sees his chance. He offers the girl a place to hide, a place where she'll be safe. In her fear, she accepts. But one victim has cooperated. The chain reaction begins.
Oh no, the cop's calling someone on the rotary phone.
The addict leads his hopeful conquest to his pad. The girl, though uneasy in these surroundings, is driven by fear. It is a typical dwelling of a height. He needs only a roof. All other money must be reserved for the most important thing in life, heroin. Behavior approaching paranoia is characteristic of the addict. Upon entering a room, he locks the door,
Is he going to give her heroin?
blinds, and checks other rooms to assure himself that he is not being watched. Assured of safety, he turns his attention now to the girl. His first move is to calm her and gain her confidence. He suggests that they blast a stick or two. This is the first step in his cautious plan. His real goal is to introduce her to heroin. This is a
No, don't do it.
Get a few girls hooked and dependent upon him for their daily ration of stuff. In return, they work for him, usually as prostitutes. Thus, they get their heroin, and he has an income. The hype is long past receiving any real effects from marijuana. His body is conditioned to the most powerful drug of all, heroin.
Heroin.
But for the moment, he will play the game and feign friendship. Beyond the shabby rooms, swift action is the key. With the help of information gained in the original arrest, officers close in on the marijuana pusher. His planned escape with more of his merchandise is cut short. He tries to lose the evidence.
You're busted, buddy.
And the enforcement net begins to close on the
You just
upper
threw your marijuana on the ground? What are you, stupid? Where's Mark during all this? Mark is in the choir. Mark has gotten involved with the choir.
A new victim is being lured into the trap of addiction.
Let's see her now. She's all fucked up. Oh, wake up. Oh, my God.
Marijuana has done its job well. She can be led now, ready to go along. Casually, he introduces the idea of something stronger.
Wait, she's on weed?
marijuana has taken her beyond the protection of normal fear. The outfit, the addict's closest companion. He will usually keep several hidden in different locations.
Oh no.
It sometimes consists of a hypodermic syringe, but more often a medicine dropper substitute.
Oh no.
A spoon, and a small wad of cotton. All sanitary precautions are ignored, and hypes often contact venereal diseases, tetanus, hepatitis, and other infections transmitted into their blood by a dirty needle.
You dirty needle.
3 caps. He chooses 2 for his own fix, saving 1 in the hope that his plan succeeds. He plays on her curiosity. To prepare the solution, he first empties the contents of the caps into the spoon. Heroin comes at a high price, and every tiny grain of the stuff is precious to the hype. Anything spilled must be retrieved. A few drops of water are added, just enough to make a solution. Mixed and dissolved. He leads her step by step into participation, depending upon the effects of the tea to keep the air of fun and game. Vicious pains begin to grow in the spine and quickly spread into the limbs.
What have I done?
Plus, you're a whore.
Being worse than having